we have seen significant success both on the commercial side of the AWS business as well as on the state, local government and public sector on defense. So our sales motion and our collaboration with AWS is in tune with how AWS is going to the market, what solutions they are taking to the market, where we think that we could collaborate together, utilize a lot of the funding programs. We already have an existing strategic collaboration agreement with AWS.
Hey everyone, Chip Rogers. Welcome back to another episode of Inside Partnering. We are here at reInvent on the show floor.
Yeah.
A lot of action going on.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a really energetic conference, I think with more than 60 to 70,000 folks here. And we are back here, third time as a Diamond sponsor. And it has been an amazing event. I think some of the highlights from this has been the fact that we were finalists for 3 Partner of the Year award categories.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so we're really happy about it, and a lot of announcements, and fits in pretty well with how we are going forward. Yeah.
That's amazing. So first of all, excited to talking with Pankaj Kumar. We spoke last year.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, I remember it. It seems like 1 year has just flown away quickly. It's an amazing. Yeah.
So Pankaj is VP and head of the AWS practice for Kyndryl, and man, this is your Super Bowl.
Yeah, I absolutely love coming back to reInvent. It's been several years now. I was a former AWS employee, so it's always good now to be back on the other side and be a partner and look at how this event actually helps us to kind of understand where the market is going forward. We had some of the brilliant keynotes from Matt Garman and then today with Swami, and it fits in pretty well in what Kyndryl is doing right now. Our enhanced Agentic AI framework fits in pretty well with what Matt Garman announced in terms of this is the era of the full stack, Agentic AI, where you have the AI infrastructure, you have the data, and we actually have access to mission critical systems of the Fortune 500, the global 2,000 customers. So I think the kind of data that we bring to the table, and on top of that, all the tools that you use to build the autonomous agents. So I think the full stack, we see that Kyndryl plays a very important role. And as we speak, actually we have more than 24 of our esteemed customers getting along with our consult leaders and our industry leaders for 1-hour Agentic AI workshops. And we have seen those really getting into the depth because we are able to translate those pilot projects into I would say real-world executable projects. In fact, in last quarterly release, we did announce publicly that about 25% of our signings, our TCVs, have Agentic AI component in that. So that's quite huge. So we are seeing that Kyndryl is playing a very important role in the way we are able to shape this whole journey going ahead, and which is maybe the dawn of a new era, right? So, yeah.
So a lot to talk about there. I'll dive into each one, but let's start with the. I love the fact that one of the challenges, in the spring there was the MIT study that came out and said, oh, none of the stuff is working, 95%.
Right,
and a lot of that was because there were so many things were pilots and they really were not, being fully, productionized, put into productive use.
Right.
That's what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think one of the major issues that a lot of the customers are facing and companies are facing is there's this lot of money being poured into Agentic AI, and we start with the pilot, and a very small percentage of those pilot projects actually see ROI in terms of real-world executable projects, and that's where Kyndryl comes into the picture, right? So with our access of more than 2 to 3 decades of managing the most complex mission-critical systems for our customers, I think we have an access to data which very few in the industry have. And what we bring to the table when you want to actually use that infrastructure platform layer and then combine with that the inference, look at the agent builders. We were one of the elite partners for AWS Transform on the mainframe side. I would actually like to highlight that just today, this week, we have actually announced with AWS as one of our, that one of the few, I think we are the one of the very few exclusive partners for AWS on the mainframe, on the sovereign cloud. And that value that we bring to the table in terms of combining our capabilities on running those mission critical systems, combining with what AWS is bringing to the market, along with these autonomous agents, combining and having these multiple agents doing multiple activities at the same point of time. I think the value that Kyndryl brings to collaborating with Amazon is highly differentiated, and that's what I think customers are able to visualize and see the value that we bring to those projects. And that's the reason why we are able to translate those pilot into real-world executable projects, which is being reflected in the signings that are attached to the Agentic AI business for us. Yeah.
So, congratulations on the announcement and the launch. So tell us a little bit more about the enhanced Agentic AI framework, what that's about, and is it services, software, a combination of both, and how does that support customers?
Sure. So we launched this Agentic AI framework, which we have now enhanced, and now we are having significant segments of offerings working on that. So what's there in the Agentic AI framework is that we have the capability by means of the mission critical systems that we are managing, the kind of knowledge base that is there with us, we are able to combine that along with the agent builders that we have developed and integrating it with technology from Amazon and AWS to bring to forth how in various segments of this transformation, when the customer moves from say assessment to migration to all of the phases, we are able to play a big role for them to translate that data into the Agentic AI world and make sure that all of the learnings that we have gathered, we have a Kyndryl Bridge platform which has got millions of data points, billions of data points that we gather through the managed services that we provide for these customers for such a long period of time. So all of that combined together, I think that repository of knowledge that we have is the critical, I think, fuel that you require to make an Agentic AI project successful, right? I think that's what's lacking in a lot of the other projects that I've seen in the market. And that's where we bring a lot of value, and I've seen that there's a lot of interest from customers who really want to understand how they can use our Agentic AI enhanced framework. And it is something that is customizable. We do have a AI innovation lab in London and Liverpool, and now we are trying to expand it and bring it to many more regions and countries around the world. And this journey that we are seeing, I think this would be something where Kyndryl fills a gap in the market, which I don't see a lot of other providers able to do that, which makes me very excited about what is the art of the possible going ahead.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So Pankaj, we're here at reInvent. AWS is a huge partner. You guys have a massive joint book of business together. Tell me about that partnership, and I'm thinking of like from the co-build, co-market, co-sell, and field engagement and those kinds of things. Talk to me a little bit about how that works at Kyndryl.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we have a co-sell motion with AWS. We do have a very strong industry-focused motion. So we have highlighted some of the key industries where we think a lot of joint value could be brought to the customers. Financial services, insurance, healthcare, Amazon Connect within healthcare, and automotive, where we have had several successful joint wins. We're also working on several large, I would say intelligent modernization projects with AWS. And the way we work is we do have a significant set of existing customers. We work with 75% of the Fortune 100 companies. Our global 2,000 customer base is pretty strong. So what we're doing is actually we're going to our existing customer base and working alongside the regional AWS teams to see how best we can customize our propositions, our sales plays based on the verticals, and then formulate a plan which is very customizable. Something that works in Japan could not be the same thing that we take to, say, continental Europe or in Australia, right? So we have significant success in public sector. So actually we had nominations for 2 public sector awards as a finalist for this year. And we have seen significant success both on the commercial side of the AWS business as well as on the state, local government and public sector on defense. So our sales motion and our collaboration with AWS is in tune with how AWS is going to the market, what solutions they are taking to the market, where we think that we could collaborate together, utilize a lot of the funding programs. We already have an existing strategic collaboration agreement with AWS, and we are in discussions. We're actually looking at several other means of collaborating together and utilizing some of those very innovative way in which we can provide value to our customers in getting this intelligent transformation, going through the modernization which Kyndryl can bring to the table. The fact that we manage more than 50% of the managed mainframe in the world, I think does give a vantage point, perspective in what Kyndryl can combine together with AWS with the programs that have been announced and would be announced during the course of this week. So I think we are very focused. We customize these programs and these collaboration with AWS based on the realities of that market and also around the vertical where we are combining together with the industry teams from AWS. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. I think AWS over the last couple of years has really changed and transformed their own sales and go-to-market organization into these very specific industry verticals, and so that's your bread and butter, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think the way AWS has transformed even the sales team to be focused on verticals, and that's where we have been doing. We have actually been growing pretty significantly in our consult business. So when we spun off as an independent company about close to 4 years, we did not have that significant of a consult business, but at this point of time, it's more than $3 billion, growing at about 35-40% year on year consistently. We have been getting a lot of talent from the industry into our consult business, and we are seeing that collaboration grow even significant because as we focus more on our vertical alignment, which was previously mostly focused on our horizontal services, but now that we align closely with how AWS goes to market, I think we are seeing significant success in our joint go-to-market motion.
That's terrific. Pankaj, thank you for taking some time and talking with us about what's happening at Kyndryl and the relationship with AWS, and congratulations on some of the awards and activity that's going on. That's fantastic.
Sure, thank you. Thanks a lot. Always a pleasure to talk to you, Chip. So thanks for all of that, and looking forward to actually have this again next week when we are back. Next year when we are back, sorry.
Yeah, fantastic. So thank you, Pankaj. Thank you all for joining another episode of Inside Partnering, and make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.